Hey guys, how's it going? I'm planting some bulbs today. I've got both some tulips and daffodils. These are bulbs that you plant in the fall and then they come up and bloom the following spring. I've got some Ice Follies daffodils, which are gorgeous. They're a large cupped creamy white daffodil with a really buttery yellow center. I think the reason why they're one of my favorites is that they're one of my dad's favorites, so it's kind of a nostalgic memory thing for me. And then I've got some BELLE EPOQUE tulips, which if you could sum up my favorite colors in the garden in a tulip, this would be the one. They are so gorgeous. So I know planting bulbs seems like a pretty straightforward process, especially if you've done it before, but I thought I would share a few tips with you that I think make the process easier and that I've had success with throughout the years. So the first one is to plant in mass. Now this is a completely personal opinion tip for you. I think it looks so much better in the garden to plant a bunch of 1 or 2 different varieties of bulbs instead of planting a few of a whole bunch of different varieties. It looks so much more natural to see them in big drifts and big clumps instead of planted in straight rows, and I just don't like that contrived look. So I think that that's my #1 tip with planting bulbs, is just to get a whole bunch of 1 or 2 varieties. The second tip is on how to plant them. I prefer to use an auger that attaches to my electric drill. You can get these at a hardware store or your garden center. This is a 9-inch auger and it just does the perfect size hole for bulbs, and it takes a lot of the back-breaking work out of planting bulbs out of the process. So this is what I like to do. Now you want to make sure that you read the tag. They're usually attached to the box like this, or if your bulbs come in a bag, you can read it on the little sticker there, and it will tell you how deep each bulb needs to go and how much you need to space them. I do tend to fudge on the spacing a little bit because I like my stuff planted so tight and so abundant looking in the garden, but this is a really good guide. So what I want to show you is how to use your auger to make a hole for your bulbs, and then what I use to plant them. When you're making your hole with the auger, it's really important to hold really tightly to your drill, but don't push down, don't force it down, because that auger will naturally want to take hold of that soil and take off. And it can get really stuck if you're not kind of almost pulling back on it. So you want to go in at full speed like this. It's a perfect size hole. The third tip is to add fertilizer to the bottom of the hole before you put the bulb in. Fertilizer is such an important ingredient to having a happy and healthy garden. I use it liberally in my garden everywhere. I'm going to be using bulb tone for this today. You've probably heard of using bone meal when you plant bulbs. This actually has bone meal in it, as well as a bunch of other organic ingredients, and biotone, which is microbes, a blend of microbes that really enhance the fertilizer and make for really big blooms and a strong root system. So it's just a really important step. So you want to add about 1.5 teaspoons to each hole. I've got a teaspoon measuring spoon here, so I'm just going to give it a heaping spoonful and just pour it in the hole like that. Then I'm going to grab my bulb and just drop it down in the hole and cover it back up with soil. I probably should have mentioned that when you plant your bulbs, plant them pointy side up. The roots will come out of the bottom here and the stem will come out from the pointy side. Okay, so now I'm just going to continue planting the rest of my bulbs. Okay guys, I've got them all in the ground and I am so excited. Planting bulbs is so worth it. When spring rolls around and you see like the fruits of your labor, it is so wonderful. So I hope that this inspires you to go out and plant some bulbs, because now is the time to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.